Krishna. Avya Prabhu, which chapter, which verse?
Mataji, 4855.
Huh? What?
4855.
Okay.
Yes, Mataji.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naran Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhakti Naistiki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Om Ajnanatamrandasya Gyanjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swaminiti Namne Nama Acharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayani Gaurakata Damdaya Nagrikrantarni Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namne Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pracharne Nirvisesh Sunyavadi Paschat Deshtarne Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 4 Chapter 8 Text 55. Salilai Suchibir Malyair Vanyair Mula Faladibi Shashtankuram Shukais Charchit Tulasya Priyaya Prabhum. One should worship the Lord by offering pure water, pure flower garlands, fruits, flowers, and vegetables which are available in the forest, or by collecting newly grown grasses, small buds of flowers, or even the skins of trees, and if possible, by offering tulasi leaves, which are very dear to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is purport. It's specifically mentioned herein that tulsi leaves are very dear to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and devotees should take particular care to have tulsi leaves in every temple and center of worship. In the Western countries, while engaged in propagating the Krishna consciousness movement, we were brought great unhappiness because we could not find tulsi leaves. We are very much obliged, therefore, to our disciple, Srimati Govinda Dasi, because she has taken much care to grow tulasi plants from seeds, and she has been successful by the grace of Krishna. Now tulasi plants are growing in almost every center of our movement. Tulasi leaves are very important in the method of worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this verse, the word Salilai means by the water. Of course, Dhruva Maharaja was worshipping on the bank of the Yamuna. The Yamuna and the Ganges are sacred, and sometimes devotees in India insist that the deity must be worshipped with the water of the Ganges or Yamuna. But here we understand Desha Kala to mean according to time and country. In the Western countries, there is no river Yamuna or Ganges water from such sacred rivers is not available. Does this mean that the Archa worship should for that reason be stopped? Just a minute. Just give me a minute. Hare Krishna. Sorry. Tulasi leaves are very important in the method of worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this verse, the word Salilai means by the water. Of course, Dhruva Maharaja was worshipping on the bank of Yamuna. The Yamuna and the Ganges are sacred, and sometimes devotees in India insist that the deity must be worshipped with water of the Ganges or Yamuna. But here we understand Desha Kala to mean according to time and country. In the Western countries, there is no river Yamuna or Ganges water from such sacred rivers is not available. Does this mean that the Archa worship should for that reason be stopped? No. Salilai means refers to any water, whatever is available, but it must be very clear and collected purely. That water can be used. The other paraphernalia, such as flower garlands, fruits, and vegetables, should be collected according to the country and according to their availability. Tulasi leaves are very important for satisfying the Lord. So, as far as possible, an arrangement should be made for growing tulasi leaves. Dhruva Maharaja was advised to worship the Lord with the fruits and flowers available in the forest. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna frankly says that he accepts vegetables, fruits, flowers, etc. One should not offer Lord Vasudeva anything other than what is prescribed herein by the great authority Narada Muni. One cannot offer to the deity according to one's whims. Since these fruits and vegetables are available anywhere in the universe, we should observe the small point very attentively. So anything and everything means like non-vegetarian and all that. Patram pushpam phalam toyam, Krishna has said. So we can only offer that. And so the first thing they've said is Narada Muni's instructions to Dhruva. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. In the previous verse, he's saying this is the 12-syllable mantra for worshipping Lord Krishna. One should install the physical forms of the Lord, and with the chanting of the mantra, one should offer flower and fruits and other varieties of foodstuffs exactly according to the rules and regulations prescribed by authorities. But this should be done in consideration of place, time, and attendant conveniences and inconveniences. So here, this is the principle. But then, as the spiritual master, he also told him that you have to do according to whatever is available. So he gave him the mantra, and Dhruva Maharaj made with the clay. You cannot get proper deity, so he himself carved a form of the Lord, maybe of Krishna. What does Krishna Prabhupada say? So he's talking about the mantra. He got the mantra from a spiritual master. That he did perfectly. What is convenient in India may not be convenient in the Western countries. So the spiritual master makes an adjustment accordingly. Similarly, Prabhupada is talking about now how he made some adjustments according to time, place, and circumstances. And for Dhruva Maharaj also, because he was a small child and he was in the forest. So whatever was possible, he said, and then he's saying what you can offer, you can make a form of the Lord. So he must have carved it from clay. And then he was offering what to offer. He said, collect vegetables, fruits, leaves, barks from the tree, all that. And of course, if you can get tulasi leaves, that's very, very dear to Krishna. So Krishna is so adjusting. He just wants basically whatever is naturally available, we do it with full devotion, and it should be prescribed in the Shastras. We don't try to invent on our own. And we do that. That's all Krishna wants, to be satisfied. And Narada Muni was saying, Dhruva Maharaj was advised to worship the Lord with the fruits and flowers available in the forest. So it's not that, the Narada Muni said something and it's there in the Shastras and it's not available in the forest, what's going to happen? Everything is, the principle is the most important thing. Sometimes we give more importance to the all the, you know, um, the details, or how we do, but the principle is the most important according to time, place, and circumstances, and they are available anywhere in the universe. We should observe this small point very attentively. This is something which Prabhupada understood it perfectly. That is why he could establish so many centers around the world. On the other hand, before he set out to preach in the West, it was considered that if you cross the seas, you lose your caste. That's why most of the Brahmanas or sages, they never crossed the seas. They never left India only to preach. Why? Because they thought that you will not get shastras in the other parts of the world. So you will be forced to do all, things which are, I mean, you won't get the things which are required to worship the Lord or to live a sattvic life. That's why they never left. But Prabhupada was so bold, and he went there. He didn't know how it's going to be in America. In fact, most of the people were telling him that in America, you have to eat meat. There is no other thing. And you have to wear Western clothes only. Prabhupada said, I'm not going to do all that. I'll wear my sannyasi dress and go, and I'll manage. Something he must have thought. I don't know what his plan was, some rice, potatoes, or fruits. I don't know. He must have, it was his guru's order. So he just left. Okay, further details of worship. Labdva dravyamayim archam shiti amvadishu varchayet abhritatma muni shanto yatavan mitavanya bhuk. It is possible to worship a form of the Lord made of physical elements such as earth, water, pulp, wood, and metal in the forest. One can make a form with no more than earth and water and worship him according to the above principles. A devotee who has full control over his self should be very sober and peaceful and must be satisfied simply with eating whatever fruits and vegetables are available in the forest. Purport: it's essential for a devotee to worship the form of the Lord and not only meditate upon the form of the Lord within his mind with the chanting of the mantra given by the spiritual master. The worship of the form must be present. The impersonalist takes unnecessary trouble to meditate upon or worship something impersonal, and the path is very precarious. We are not advised to follow the impersonalist way of meditating on or worshipping the Lord. Dhruva Raja was advised to worship a form made of earth and water because in the jungle, if it is not possible to have a form made of metal, wood, or stone, the best process is to make earth mixed with water and make a form of the Lord and worship Him. The devotee should not be anxious about cooking food. Whatever is available in the forest or in the city among the fruit and vegetable groups should be offered to the deity, and the devotee should be satisfied eating that. He should not be anxious to have very palatable dishes. Of course, wherever it's possible, one should offer the deities the best foodstuffs prepared within the category of fruits and vegetables, cooked or uncooked. The important factor is that the devotee should be regulated. Mita book, that is one of the good qualifications of a devotee. He should not hanker to satisfy the tongue with a particular kind of foodstuff. He should be satisfied to eat whatever prasada is available by the grace of the Lord. Such a wonderful instructions. Mita book means satisfied with whatever is available, self-controlled. Very important. We should not make, I mean, a materialist will have so many demands. I want like this only, I don't like that, and I like only this, and I have to eat in a particular way only, certain spices only I will like. How many such conditions we put? If it is not like that, I will not eat. But here you see, he's from the palace. He's been used to such luxurious lifestyle. And to him, Narada Muni is saying, you just whatever is available, that too, what will be able to cook? He's a small child. So only raw things he can eat. And he told him, you just collect flowers, fruits, vegetables, barks of trees, some grass, whatever is easily available in the forest, offer it to the Lord and eat the fruits and vegetables raw. See how advanced Dhruv Maharaj should have been to be able to do like this and being regulated. Not that one day I do, other day, oh, I don't want to do. And devotees should not be anxious about cooking food. Whatever is available in the forest or in the city, among the fruit and vegetable groups should be offered to the deity, and the devotee should be satisfied eating that. He should not be anxious to have very palatable dishes. Okay, palatable, that ensures that some amount of palatability is considered, because that is how we distinguish, right? The different tastes and all that, tamoguna, rajoguna, sattva all that is also distinguished, discriminated on the basis of taste. Mode of passion is something which is very, very spicy, pungent, and like that. And tamoguna is bitter, uh, putrid thing, something which has decomposed. So we do make a difference, a distinction. We have to be, and then we have to, palatable means something which is juicy, sweet, and fatty, all these things which come in the category of sattva guna. That's so we go for palatable, but not very palatable. Very palatable, we become slave of our senses. And then we concentrate more on, that everything should be very tasty, and according to, we give more importance to that rather than offering it to Krishna and eating the prasadam. That's the most important thing. Wherever possible, then he is saying the deities should be offered the best foodstuffs prepared within the category of fruits and vegetables, cooked or uncooked. Important factor is that the devotion should be regulated. That is one of the good qualifications of a devotee. He should not hanker to satisfy the tongue with a particular kind of foodstuff. He should be satisfied to eat whatever prasadaba is available by the grace of the Lord. Like, when the new Vrindavan farm, when they set it up, because it was completely, they were dependent on the farm. Prabhupada wanted to make such self-sufficient communities. So he said, in New Vrindavan, you have to grow your own food. So there were some grihasthas who were growing food. And then it will be only one same thing, one or two types of vegetables. I don't know what they grew, squash and something. Every day you have to eat that same thing in different methods. That's what in the villages and all that. You won't get lot of variety of vegetables, fruits and all that. Right, only in the city, because we have this transport facilities from different parts of the city and state and outside the state. We have so many different types of vegetables. We are nicely pampered here in the city. And the village, you have very few varieties, and then you have to be constantly eating the same thing. And if you go to forest, even more restrictions. You can't even cook properly. You have to eat raw food. But if you're looking for a higher purpose, namely to achieve Krishna, then we should be ready to adjust about these things. Because the most important thing is to get Krishna Prem, to get the mercy of Krishna. And unless we are ready to sacrifice something, some weakness of ours, Somebody's weakness may be food. I can't, I have to eat like this only, and then you eat that, and then maybe it has an effect on your health, on your consciousness, whatever, or it's not available like that. Then what do? We can't just demand that I should have that, otherwise I will stop doing, devotional service. So that's why, and when we understand that food is available by the grace of the Lord only, say when you're traveling, so many things might happen. You may not get prasadam on time, or you may get prasadam which is you don't like it at all, and so many things. But that is one situation I'm saying where we have to make a lot of adjustments. And at that time, we cannot throw up tantrums and say, oh, I never got prasadam properly. What is happening? And all that. So, because everything is available by the grace of the Lord, he should not hanker to satisfy the tongue with a particular type of food stuff. So, we are thinking, when we think of prasadam, we are thinking of our tongue. But we have to think about Krishna. And whatever by his grace, Swaprasad Anna Dhilobai, say Annamrita Pav, Radha Krishna Gunagav, and Premi Dako Sri Chaitanya. Mahaprasadi Govinde Namo Brahmani Vaishnavi Swap. No. So prasadam itself means that it's the mercy of Krishna. Swechavathara Charitair Achintya Nijamayaya Karishyati Uttama Shlokas Tadhyaye Dridayan Gamam. My dear Dhruva, besides worshipping the deity and chanting the mantra 3 times a day, you should meditate upon the transcendental activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his different incarnations as exhibited by supreme will and personal potencies. So he's not only told him chanting, Shravanam, no Shravanam, this thing, Kirtanam. He told him to do Kirtanam, chanting the mantra 3 times a day. And then Smaranam, meditating upon the transcendental activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his different incarnations, as exhibited by supreme will and personal potencies. Purport. Devotional service comprises 9 prescribed practices: hearing, chanting, remembering, worshipping, serving, offering everything to the deity, etc. Here, Dhruva Maharaja is advised not only to meditate on the form of the Lord, but to think of his transcendental pastimes in his different incarnations. Mayavadi philosophers take the incarnation of the Lord to be in the same category as the ordinary living entity. This is a great mistake. The incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is not forced to act by the material laws of nature. The word Svecha is used here to indicate that he appears out of his supreme will. The conditioned soul is forced to accept a particular type of body according to his karma given by the laws of material nature under the direction of the Supreme Lord. But when the Lord appears, he is not forced by the dictation of material nature. He appears as he likes by his own internal potency. That is the difference. The conditioned soul accepts a particular type of body, such as the body of a hog, by his work and by the superior authority of material nature. But when Lord Krishna appears in the incarnation of a boar, he is not the same kind of hog as an ordinary animal. Krishna appears as Varaha Avatara in an expansive feature which cannot be compared to an ordinary hog's. His appearance and disappearance are inconceivable to us. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly said that he appears by his own internal potency for the protection of the devotees and the annihilation of the non-devotees. A devotee should always consider that Krishna does not appear as any ordinary human being or ordinary beast. He appears as Varahamurti or a horse or a tortoise in an exhibition of his internal potency. So we can see that many of as a proof how the Lord, there are so many Swayambhuva vigrahas of the Lord. The Lord, I mean, to have faith that he comes by internal potency, we have evidence right now in front of our eyes. Like in Tirupati, there is a stone, this thing, Toranam, like, it's like ancient, I mean, like millions of years stone is there, and it is like um, like a mantap, stone mantap. It is there, and they say that the Lord Vishnu himself was residing there, right in Tirupati. And then what happened? When Kali Yuga came, then he said, "Oh my God, I don't want to stay here in Kali Yuga. I'll leave my stone form here." And so he just walked through that stones, and that is how Balaji deity was made. And if you see Ahobalam, it was completely, the whole thing was manifested by Lord Narasimha for the pleasure of Garuda. Because Garuda, he thought that, so many, in all the other avatars of the Lord, like Krishna's and Rama's, I've appeared also. I've taken part. I've been able to serve him. In Krishna avatar, he came, the Lord appeared in Garuda Vahan to protect Draupadi. And then in Rama's pastime, when Lakshmana was, this thing completely, he had Nagapash, which was, he was completely bound by the Nagapash, by the snakes. At that time, the Lord Rama just called Garuda, and he came and removed all the snakes, and that's it. So he could serve him. But in Narasimha, Lord just appeared and he disappeared so fast. There was nothing. He just came to protect Prahlad. He blessed him, put him on the throne, and he left. So he was feeling very bad. I didn't even see the Lord. I couldn't even serve him. So Lord Narasimha manifested this whole thing. And because when he manifested it, all the deities are Swayambhu. Imagine they don't look like Swayambhu in the sense. Sometimes Swayambhu deities, the features are all not so well formed or little different and all that. This is chisel cut, like how you will, and they have some those on top. And most of the deities have another Utsav Murti or another this thing made by men. That looks similar to this. We can't make out which is Swayambhu, which is this thing. So the whole thing he manifested, all the 9 forms of Narasimha for Garuda's sake. And the whole, at that time, all the devatas, they exclaimed, "Aho Bala, Aho Bala." Very nice. Aho, I mean, it's like you say sadhu, sadhu, like that, Aho Bala, they said. And that is why the name stuck, Aho Bala. And so, no, why was I saying that the Lord, he comes, is an exhibition of his internal potencies. How is it even, how did he manifest all these deities like that? And they're all self-manifested. And so it's only by the internal potency. And here this Balaji also, he just walked through the stone and his form just, the stone froze in his form, such a beautiful form, right? So it is all by that he appears by his own internal potency for the protection of the devotees and the annihilation of the non-devotees. A devotee should always consider that Krishna does not appear as an ordinary human being or ordinary beast. His appearance as Varahamurti or a horse or a tortoise is an exhibition of his internal potency. In the Brahma Samhita, it is said, Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavithabi. One should not mistake the appearance of the Lord as a human being or a beast to be the same as the birth of an ordinary conditioned soul who is forced to appear by the laws of nature. whether as an animal, as a human being, or a demigod. This kind of thinking is offensive. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has condemned the Mayavadis as offensive to the Supreme Personality of Godhead because of their thinking that the Lord and the conditioned living entities are one and the same. Narada advises Dhruva to meditate on the pastimes of the Lord, which is as good as the meditation of concentrating one's mind on the form of the Lord. As meditation on any form of the Lord is valuable, so is chanting of different names of the Lord, such as Hari, Govinda, and Narayana. But in this age, we are especially advised to chant the Hare Krishna mantra as enunciated in the Shastra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So Narada told him that, because what will he do? He's chant mantra 3 times, and in between, what will he be doing? He's saying concentrate on meditating on the pastimes of the Lord. Because that contains a lot of activity, action, and that's very interesting. It is as good as just doing meditating on the form of the Lord. So as meditation on any form of the Lord is valuable, so is the chanting of different names of the Lord, such as Hari, Govinda, and Narayana. But in this age, we are especially advised to chant the Hare Krishna mantra as given in the Shastra. Right? All the time it says that Lord Chaitanya will appear in Kali Yuga, and this will give the mantra for this age, Yuga Dharma. Paricharya Bhagavato Yavatya Purva Sevita Tamantra Hridaye Naiva Prayunjyan Mantra Murtaye. One should follow in the footsteps of previous devotees regarding how to worship the Supreme Lord with the prescribed paraphernalia, or one should offer worship within the heart by reciting the mantra to the personality of Godhead, who is non-different from the mantra. It is recommended herein that even if one cannot arrange to worship the forms of the Lord with all recommended paraphernalia, one can simply think about the form of the Lord and mentally offer everything recommended in the Shastras, including flowers, chandana pulp, conch shell, umbrella, fan, and chamara. One can meditate upon offering and chant the 12-syllable mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Since the mantra and the Supreme Personality of Godhead are non-different, one can worship the form of the Lord with the mantra in the absence of physical paraphernalia. The story of the Brahmana who worshipped the Lord within his mind, as related in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu or the Nectar of Devotion, should be consulted in this connection. If paraphernalia is not present physically, one can think of the items and offer them to the deity by chanting the mantra. Such are the liberal and potent facilities in the process of devotional service. So mentally also we can offer to the Lord if physically we are not able to do it. Sometimes maybe if you're not at home and you miss something, then you can offer, you can do it even mentally, and that is even more potent sometimes. Maybe physically when we are doing, we may not be mentally absorbed. Our body may be busy doing so many things. But when you're mentally offering, can all the more meditate on what we are offering to the Lord. And that may be even, much more potent. Mm. But of course, wherever possible, we should do that. We can't, due to laziness, say, Krishna, I'm not cooking for you. I'll mentally offer to you. I'll mentally cook everything. There I lit the gas stove, and now I put the pan, and now I put the oil and the masala, and I'm cooking for you. And please offer it, accept it, Krishna. That's okay when and not able to do that physically, then we do that. That is the same. There's no difference. Evam kayena manasa vachasa cha manogatam paricharyamano bhagavan bhakti mat paricharyaya pumsan amayinam samyag bhajantam bhavavardhana shreyo dishati abhimatam yad dharmadishu dehinam. Anyone who thus engages in the devotional service of the Lord seriously and sincerely with his mind, words, and body, and who is fixed in the activities of the prescribed devotional methods, is blessed by the Lord according to his desire. If a devotee desires material religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, or liberation from this material world, he is awarded these results. Purport. Devotional service is so potent that one who renders devotional service can receive whatever he likes as a benediction from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The conditioned souls are very much attached to the material world, and thus by performing religious rites, they want the material benefits known as dharma and artha. Hmm. So Narada Muni is saying, anyone, because Dhruva Maharaj, he wanted material desires to be fulfilled in the beginning. So Narada Muni is saying, if you worship like this, anyone who thus engages um, in the devotional service of the Lord seriously and sincerely with his mind, words, and body, and who's fixed in the activities of the prescribed devotional methods, is blessed by the Lord according to his desire. If a devotee desires material religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, or liberation from the material world, he is awarded these results. So that is why Dhruva Maharaja, his motivation was to get material desire. He wanted a kingdom greater than that of even Brahma. So the Lord finally, when he appeared, and Dhruva Maharaja no longer had taste for that, but still the Lord gave him. He said, "You desired that, so you have it." And you'll never fall down because he no longer enjoyed it. Just a little bit. I mean, just because he had originally had the desire, and by so using everything in the service of Krishna, there'll be complete purification. And then all his desires also, if there were any, because when you have the material body, some amount of some material desires may be lurking. So maybe Krishna wanted to completely wipe out through Maharaja's material desire. And that's why he first purified him, by which he never had any desire only. And then he gave him whatever he desired. He fulfilled that also. But that was only very spiritual. What he got was what? Dhruva planet, which is the pivotal planet, and all the material planets are going around it. So he can feel very proud that, see, I'm the topmost planet, Dhruvaloka, and the entire universe is going around it. So that's how he fulfilled his desire also. But at the same time, Dhruv Maharaj was acting as a servant of Krishna. So he was protected completely by Krishna. He was not, he never got attracted to material sense gratification. And at the end of his life, he went back to Godhead. And then he's giving the option also. In the next verse, we'll see. Tomorrow he's, or wait. Viraktas chendriyaratau bhakti yogena bhuyasa tam nirantara bhavena bhajetha datta dha vimuktaye. If one is very serious about liberation, He must stick to the process of transcendental loving service, engaging 24 hours a day in the highest stage of ecstasy. And he must certainly be aloof from all activities of sense gratification. There are different stages of perfection according to different persons' objectives. Generally, people are karmis, for they engage in various forms of sense gratification. Above the karmis are the jnanis, who are trying to become liberated from material entanglement. Yogis are still more advanced because they meditate on the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And above all, these are the devotees who simply engage in transcendental loving service of the Lord. They are situated seriously on the topmost platform of ecstasy. Here, Dhruv Maharaj is advised that if he has no desire for sense gratification, then he should directly engage himself in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Mm. Here, Dhruv Maharaj is advised that if he has no desire for sense gratification, then he should directly engage himself in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. The path of apavarga or liberation begins from the stage called moksha. In this verse, the word vimuktaye for liberation is especially mentioned. If one wants to be happy within this material world, he may aspire to go to different material planetary systems where there is a higher standard of sense gratification. But real moksha or liberation is performed without any such desire. This is explained in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu by the term Anya Bilasita Shunyam, without desire for material sense gratification. For persons who are still inclined to enjoy material life in different stages or in different planets, the stage of liberation in Bhakti Yoga is not recommended. Only persons who are completely free from the contamination of sense gratification can execute Bhakti Yoga or the process of devotional service very purely. The activities on the path of Apavarga up to the stage of Dharma, Artha, and Kama meant for sense gratification. But when one comes to the stage of moksha, the impulseless liberation, the practitioner wants to merge into the existence of the Supreme. But that is also sense gratification. When one goes above the stage of liberation, however, he at once becomes one with the associates of the Lord to render transcendental loving service. That is technically called vimukti. For this specific vimukti liberation, Narada Muni recommends that one directly engage himself in devotional service. So Narada Muni has given him also options. You choose what you want. You want material desires also, you can worship. And you can also worship for liberation. Because the spiritual master will never give mantra just for sense gratification. So he tried to dissuade him, but it is not a um, disqualification to render devotional service. Even if we have material desires, you render devotional service and Krishna will take care of it. How to do? Either to give us liberation or to satisfy our material desires and then go slowly. That is up to us. We have to prove to Krishna, no, Krishna, don't tempt me with anything material because I want to use it. I mean, I want to be your servant. I want to use everything for you only. My desire is simply to achieve you and only to satisfy you. We have to keep telling him. He might tempt us. Okay, okay, take this, take that. It doesn't mean he's telling us enjoy. It means he's testing us. That's what it means. Like, Prabhupada used to test his sannyasi disciples sometimes. Like Lokanath Maharaj, he shared about how he went and told Prabhupada, I want to take sannyas. No, not necessary, Prabhupada said. You're like a sannyasi only. You're doing everything for Krishna. Now you just relax, no problem. Don't take sannyas. Then Lokanath Maharaj He said, no, I want to take sannyas. I want to take. He kept insisting every day, please, Prabhupada, I want to take, I want to. Then Prabhupada gave him. So sometimes Krishna, no, many times Krishna doesn't mean that if he gives us something in front of us, it means it's for our, he's saying, okay, you enjoy, okay. Others can suffer, you enjoy. It's then we can't say, oh, Krishna only forced me to enjoy because, you know, he only gave it to me. And no, we have to choose what we want. We have to tell Krishna, I want to only serve you. Because even Prahlad Maharaj was offered like that. Narasimhadev said, you, Prahlad, you sit on the throne and you rule. You be what your father, he for his whole life, he was only trying to get this. Okay, he defeated all the devatas, and I mean, all the time he was involved in defeating people so that he could be established as the ruler. But I, for you, because you're my pure devotee, I'm telling you to, I'm just easily giving it to you. You just have to sit on the throne. Prahlad said, what are you doing, my lord? I'm as it is born in an Asura family. Then my body is in the mode of passion and ignorance. On top of that, you give me all these facilities. I'm surely fall down. Why are you giving me all these? It is not good. You must not do business with me. And do you think I worshipped you just to get something in return? What is this? No need. He told like that. And Narsimhadev, he was very pleased, but he said, see, I want you to rule. Do it as a seva for me, not for your sense gratification, because these asuras need somebody, right, to purify them. Who is there in the lower planetary system? Nobody goes there. Neither the devatas nor pure devotee. Pure devotees may go to preach, but it is hellish who like to go there. But anyway, I suppose they go. I don't know. I never heard Prabhupada saying I'll go to the lower planetary systems to preach because it must be so difficult. But if you're born as a relative, that is the only thing they will accept. Oh, he is my, my own blood and this thing. They will listen to him. So that is why Krishna didn't send any preachers over there because they won't listen. Narada Muni can always go there and preach. They will not listen because they are so much obsessed about their bodies and about their enjoying in this material world. So if one of them, that too, he comes as a king, and then he is by his activities, he that also he cannot openly preach to them, worship Vishnu and all that, where they will get very angry. So he has to behave like an asura, but internally think of Krishna. So it's very, very difficult. So such difficult things he will give only very qualified devotees. So he wanted Prahlad Maharaj to be king for his own purpose. Then Prahlad agreed, okay, I will do it as a service. So this is the thing between us and Krishna. We must be fully convinced that it is really, I mean, anything you try to enjoy is simply illusion. Be prepared for the stick coming behind. You chose the carrot, stick is going to come from behind. You be ready, prepared for that. After getting so many beatings in this material world, still if we run after carrots, okay, that's up to you. But Narada Muni is also giving the option. Either you want, you do that, but you have a, if you want liberation, then also you can worship the Lord. Akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udarati. Akama, even you have no desires, then also it's not that, okay, I don't have any material desires, so I won't worship the Lord. No. If you don't have any material desires, it's wonderful because we can really that's our eternal service, eternal occupation of the living entities, to be always lovingly engaged in the service of the Lord. Das and udas and udas and udas. That is our natural position. And we should be intelligent enough to understand that this is the most coveted thing. We can be so happy, all the ecstasies and the happiness. After all, we're doing everything just to become happy. And all the other materialistic things we do, so much of it never gives us happiness. So why run after? And very, very temporary. And so that is when we get a spiritual master like Narada Muni or anybody in his lineage, parampara, we should not go for cheap things, especially when we have already, Dhruva Maharaja is like an example. So he went for something and then he wanted only pure devotional service. Seeing that, we should also be convinced fully. Every moment, every second is for you, Krishna, and only you can pull me up. I may be very attached and all that, but I'm really jumping for the moon. I'm a dwarf who's not at all qualified, but I'm reaching out for the moon. And you only can help me. You can give anything. After all, Jagai and Madai, Lord Chaitanya gave in a moment Krishna Prem. They were full of sins and lusty desires and sinful activities. And in one moment, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I'm giving you Krishna Prem. And why did he agree to give that? Decide to give that? Because Nityananda Prabhu said, actually, no, Jagai only saved my life. Oh, really? You did that for my devotee, Nityananda? And okay, take. I want to give you, I want to reward you with Krishna Prem. And then Madai, he also begged him. Now he saw Jagai rolling in ecstasy. And he said, what, my lord, both of us were partners in crime. One person why you're benefiting and the other not. And he went and fell down. And then again, of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rerouted him to Nityananda Prabhu. And because Nityananda Prabhu asked, he said, please, even Madai, actually, he is very nice. Something he told him in his favor. You have to bless him also. Please, you have come. This is your mission. So please give him mercy. So Lord Chaitanya gave him immediately Krishna Prem. And then they never remembered all their dirty thoughts. Everything just washed off in one moment. How wonderful. Then we should only aspire for that, the topmost thing, which if we get, we will never hanker for anything else because we'll be so satisfied and happy. Happiness is what we are searching for, but we should seek for happiness in the right place, not in the wrong place. Then we will only get mirage and nice ticks from behind. Okay, thank you very much, Hare Krishna. Any questions or comments? Okay, go for prayers now.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavad Pranamam.
Dandavad Pranam.
Mataji, yes. You said those who have asura qualities and given, internally they have to think about the service of Krishna, and that will be given only for those who are like elevated souls, Mataji. Like any example is there, Mataji, for this?
For what? Example for what?
Those who behave, Narasimha Dev give give the service to those who have to behave like asuras, but internally they have to think about Krishna and do the service.
All of us, we are living in an asura world now. We are dealing with materialists all the time. And sometimes we have to pretend as if we are not very, we wear secular clothes, we don't wear tilaka, and we act like, we have to, in the workplace, for example, people who are, working and all that, outside you have to act like one of them. You can't say, no, I will only dress up. Some people do that, but not everywhere it's possible. Of course, we are particular about food and all, will not compromise, but we act like, okay, we talked with them, some karmi things also, just to, because you have to, if in that situation. But internally, we are thinking of how to serve Krishna, how to preach to them, isn't it? We are doing that in Kali Yuga.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Or when you're with relatives, you have to sit and talk a little to them. Oh, how are you doing? That, this, they will tell something. We listen, we have to do that. But internally, what are we thinking? We should be thinking is, Okay, they're saying something now. Krishna, tell me how to benefit them, just to make them into devotees. That should be in our heart always. Like Prahlad Maharaj, he was with the Asuras. His heart never, he never felt that, you know, he even fought for them. Not Prahlad Maharaj, but Bali Maharaj. He even attacked the Devas and defeated them, and he occupied the Devas. He did all wrong Asura things. But in his heart, he was always worshipping the Lord. That is how when Vamanadev came, imagine what a great devotee, not only just because he surrendered, but he was living among the Asuras and he was acting like an for their interest. And still in his heart, he was fully surrendered to Vishnu. So we are also like, and he never, with so he was in a very close relationship with them, relatives and all that, but he never got affected by them. He was only thinking of benefiting them somehow by his presence, by his activities, to inspire them, isn't it? Then everybody thinks, oh, this person, because of this, like for example, now this, what is her name? Madhu Bakara, the one who got Olympics.
Yes,
She
Mataji.
won, no?
Madhu
Manu
Bakar.
Bakar, Mataji. Manu
Madhu
Bakar.
Bakar.
Manu.
Manu Bakar. Okay,
Yes,
she
Mataji.
won in that. What was the thing she did? In shooting, and she said that how did you win and all that, what were you thinking and all that. She said, I was only thinking of I read Bhagavad Gita regularly. I was thinking that simply karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. She was thinking of that only, and she did her duty without thinking of results. And see, she won both times. 2 times. I heard third time is tomorrow, I think, right? I don't know when. I hope she wins again. But that itself got so many people saw, oh, because of Bhagavad Gita, she won. I hope that message went into many people's minds. Yeah, I'm also going to think of Krishna only and do my work. So, like that, we have such examples. She is like an ordinary person. She's not a devotee or anything, but she is a devotee, of course, because she believes in Krishna. And in such a big thing, in the Olympic thing, how tense you must be. She didn't think of the result. She only thought about doing my duty and leaving everything to Krishna. So that's very, just by example, you can inspire, even if you don't preach.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji.
Yeah, please accept humble obeisances. Yes, Prabhu.
Mataji, actually, in previous verses, it has been said, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, right, Mataji? It says 12 syllables. How can it be a 12 syllable, Mataji? I mean, how can we interpret that?
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasu. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Like that. Those are the syllables. Om is one. Na one. Mo. Ba. Ga. Each one is two syllables. No. Like that.
Okay.
Om
Okay.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 12.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yeah. Actually, in the Sanskrit, that sloka, it is 12 words. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yesterday, they asked this question. Okay, so how we are getting it? So we in English or in Kannada, whatever, in Telugu we say, it's not coming to 12 words. But in Sanskrit, the sloka beginning itself, if you count, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, 12 akshara is coming. So that is correct, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Na is na in plus a. Na. Mo is ma plus o. Ba is ba plus a. Ga also like that. So it's two syllables.
Okay.
In the
Got it,
sloka
Mataji.
itself, in the sloka, in Sanskrit sloka, it is there, no? That 53, I think 50.
Yeah.
If you count, you can get 12 words, 12 akshara. Yeah.
Like
Thank you.
Hare Krishna mantra is 16 syllables. How?
Sil-
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Like that. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. No,
A
no,
plus A.
16 words.
Yeah, 16 words. That is akshara. That
16
is
words.
this is
But
akshara, and that
yeah,
is
32 syllables.
32 syllables, Mataji.
syllable.
32 syllables. Yeah.
32 syllables. Thank you, Mataji, for clarifying.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dhanavad.
We go for prayers now. We pray for His Holiness Jayaptak Swami for his speedy recovery and good health and longevity, protection from all diseases and speedy recovery from all illnesses. So we chant, and for also the protection for all his servants and good health for them. Let us chant 3 times for him. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Then we pray for all Prabhupada's disciples for their good health, well-being, protection from all diseases, speedy recovery from all illnesses, and for their longevity. And we pray for all our devotees and their family members for their good health, well-being, longevity, protection from all diseases, speedy recovery from all illnesses, and for their longevity. And then we pray for rainfall, I think. Krishna is giving, but anyway, ideal rainfall in all the, neither too little nor too much. In all the places, Telangana, Karnataka, Kerala also, not too much also, and Ahmedabad. So we pray for that, and peace and prosperity all over India and all over the world, wherever there are problems and disturbances. We pray for the peace and prosperity, war zones, and also in Bangladesh. Now, all our devotees are also there. So many Hindus are there. So we pray for everyone's peace.
माताजी माताजी एक नाम और ऐड कर दीजिएगा माताजी
हाँ?
मेरे भाभी जी का हालत खराब है तो उनके लिए सोनी नाम है उनका माताजी
कौन?
सोनी सोनी
Acha, okay. Okay, let us chant for all this. All these people. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Rama Rama.
Mataji, request a prayer for my niece, Pratyusha. She's got dengue and has been admitted to the hospital.
Oh
so,
my God.
yeah.
Okay.
So, kindly pray for her recovery.
Okay, sure, Prabhu. Okay, definitely, Pratyusha. When we come to our this thing. And Sony Prabhu's also got dengue, na? हाँ विनय प्रभु.
नो माताजी नो सोनी इज माय भाभी मेरी भाभी है माताजी वो
क्या सोनी
भाभी सोनी भाभी नाम है उनका सोनी
योर
सोनी नाम है
भाभी.
उनका भाभी. Yeah,
अच्छा, for her good health, huh? She's got some illness. Okay.
yeah, माताजी.
Acha, okay. Let me finish their thing, then I'll come to our. And then we pray for Lavanya Mataji and Chinmay Mataji's speedy recovery and good health.
Mataji, Lavanya is removed, Mataji. She's out.
Oh, Lavanya. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Hare
Srinivas
Krishna.
Prabhu's speedy recovery. Radhika
Even
Mataji's
Srinivas
speedy
Prabhu also
recovery.
will remove.
Huh?
No, Shuddhatma Srinivas. will
Yeah.
remove.
Okay, I got the, yeah. Sorry, I didn't see the updated one. Yeah. Radhika Mataji, speedy recovery. Chandana Mataji's good health and family, spiritual progress. Vinay Nityananda Prabhu, the good health and recovery. Alikya Mataji and her brother should get Krishna conscious children and Krishna conscious and healthy children. Baby Radhesh's spiritual progress and good health. Krishna conscious progress for Vrinda, Narayani, Pranav, Gautam, Anant, and Radhika. Prayer for jobs for Srikant Prabhu, Balaji Prabhu, Dheeraj Prabhu, Nikhil Reddy, and Nandini Krishna, and also Pavan and Shravan for getting jobs and getting married soon. Then Neelangani Mataji, Neelamadi Prabhu, and Neeraj's well-being, good health, and Krishna conscious progress. Nagna Jiti Mataji's husband to get back all his dues. Vrinda should get a very nice devotee husband soon. Touchstone School and Kidzin School should get many new admissions and do well. Mansi Mataji's children, Adiram and Arjun, to get married very soon and become nice devotees. Malni Kanti Mataji's children, Hari and Induleka, to get married soon and progress in their spiritual life. Then we pray for Soni Mataji, who's Vinay Prabhu's Bhabi, for her speedy recovery and good health. Then we pray for Pratyusha, who's the niece of Ashish Jagannath Prabhu, for her speedy recovery from dengue protection, and so that she gets, for her speedy recovery and good health. And then we pray for Pratibha Mataji's father, speedy recovery and good health of Pratibha Mataji's father, Shankarpati Prabhu's father, Basanti Mataji, Balika Shukla Mataji, Rangavali Mataji's father, Gauranga Guraj Prabhu's father-in-law, Krishna Mata Yashomati Mataji, Tarif Sankirtan Prabhu's brother Lalit Sharma, and his aunt Chandrakala Mataji. For all these people's good health and speedy recovery. Also for Sarva Bandhya Mataji's speedy recovery and good health. Then auspicious and special blessings on Divyashri Janava and a brother's speedy recovery and good health, and mother, and also for special auspicious blessings on Kartik Prabhu. Then good health and speed for Sakhi Kalavati Mataji. Auspicious blessings on Unni and Monu, Radhikanath Prabhu and his wife Vrindavan. And Nalini Radhika Mataji should get married soon to a nice devotee. And also Krishna conscious progress for the whole family, speedy recovery of both her parents. Krishna conscious progress for Vinod Prabhu and family, Tarak Sankirtan Prabhu and family, Anukampa Mataji and family, Advait Prabhu and family, Ravi Tej, Pranav, Kalavati, Harisevani Mataji and family, Vaibhva Mataji and family, Sukkar Prabhu and family, Pratibha Mataji and family, Shruti Priya Sevani Mataji and family, Disha Mataji and family, Shilpa Mataji and family, Radha Mataji and family, Radhika Mataji and family, Lakshmi Mataji and family, Preeti Purna Chitra Mataji and family, Atita Guna Mataji and family, Kaushalya Mataji and family, Harshita and Raj Lakshmi and family, and Sanjukta and her son, and also Bindu Mataji and her son. Then Mansi Mataji and family, Pradeep and Anant, Abhishek Prabhu for speedy recovery and Krishna conscious progress. Then Leena Krishnan speedy recovery, jobs for Pratibha Mataji, Jyoti Mataji, Keshava Brajeshwar Prabhu, Shubha Maya Mataji's husband Jitendra Prabhu, Subhash Prabhu and Shweta Manjari Mataji. No, Jitendra Prabhu and Kartik Prabhu for their getting good jobs soon. And Subhash Prabhu and Shweta Manjari Mataji's family well-being and spiritual progress. Prayers for Abhiram. Then Bhagireka Mataji for fast recovery. Then Paramesh Prabhu's speedy recovery. Alka Mataji's children, Dhruva and Priya, should be protected and advance in Krishna consciousness. Sheetal for good health. Girish Prabhu for financial and spiritual, and also for general auspiciousness. And Mohan Rup Prabhu for him to get get over all his problems, and also requesting prayers for protection for Vijay Venugopal Prabhu, Pradeep Anant and myself. Let
Mataji,
us
please
chant.
include Vedit Prabhu also, Mataji.
Who?
Vedit Prabhu.
Vedvit Prabhu. Okay, for a speedy recovery and good health.
Yes,
Vedvit Prabhu. Yes. Let us chant 3 times.
Mataji, I
Again.
think today Keshvi Mataji and Venkatpati Prabhu's wedding anniversary, but actually they went to Pandripur, Mataji. So maybe they are in the temple, maybe without phone. She wanted blessings from you. Maybe tomorrow they will join your class. Just to pray for them also.
Okay, we
Mataji.
pray for Keshvi Mataji and Venkatpati Prabhu for many, many happy years together in Krishna consciousness and doing more and more wonderful services for the pleasure of Guru and Gauranga. They are really an ideal family couple with very nice, ideals. Services and very nice doing devotional services, always in the mood of serving Guru, Krishna, and Vaishnavas. So we pray especially for them today, and we can also wish them directly tomorrow. But today we'll pray for their wedding anniversary. So let us.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Rama,
Hare
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 Rama,
Hare,
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Ram Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare
Thank you all
Hare.
very much. Srila
Hare
Gurudev ki
Krishna,
jai,
Hare
Srila
Krishna.
Prabhupada ki jai,
Jai.
Srimad Bhagavatam Granth Raj ki jai,
Jai.
Vancha
Jai.
Kalpatarubhyascha,
Patarbhyascha
Kripa
kripa
Sindhubhya eva
sindhubhyeva
cha
cha
Patitanam
patitanam
Pavanebhyo
pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Namo Namah Nandakoti Vaishnava
Jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam Mataji.
Hare Krishna,
And
Mataji,
Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.